Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is how to turn your friend into your girlfriend. I get asked this question quite a bit. I've written several other articles into it, so I'm not going to go into all the specifics of the techniques. Basically, what I'm going to discuss in this video is how to interact with a woman once she knows that you like her, and once you've already had the talk or you've shared what you wanted and she's basically rejected you and said, I only want to be friends. And so I got an email here. I'm going to start out, I'm going to read this so you can get an idea of what this guy is going through. Now, I used to do this all the time when I was younger. I'd meet a woman, I'd become friends with her, and then after 6 months, when I couldn't hold it in anymore, when I couldn't take what I felt for and keeping it to myself, I'd let it out, what I felt. And every single time, the friendship usually ended not long after that, because bottom line, I wasn't interested in a friendship. I was interested in dating her and having something romantic. And then once I realized that I couldn't have that with her, then it was kind of pointless to maintain the friendship, because you hang out with someone that you want and then you can't have. What it does, it keeps you from meeting what you could have. Because a lot of guys do this. They get focused and they get fixated on one woman, as opposed to doing what you really need to do when you're single and meeting women. Is you got one question, basically, that you want to know when you meet a woman. Are you in or are you out? Not that you're going to say it like that, or you're going to say anything like that, but that's what you want to know. You want to know, do you have romantic interest in me that's mutual? And if not, I'm going to move on to the next girl until I look somebody in the eyes and she's looking at me the same way that I'm looking at her. Well, see, what happens is a lot of guys, what we do, especially when we really like a girl, because, hey, you see this in all the TV and the movies, right? If you're just persistent enough and you make a big enough jackass out of yourself, that she'll just throw in the towel and go, oh, well, I guess I'm falling for you and I'm in love with you. And, of course, it always works in TV and the movies. And, I mean, by the time I got to be in my mid-20s, when all this crap was still going on, I mean, by that point in my life, I'd probably seen hundreds of television shows and movies where the guy always got the girl that he wanted by just being persistent enough. I mean, at the time, it never dawned on me that I would be interested in women who didn't feel the same way. As a matter of fact, what I know now is that most of the women that you meet and you like and who you feel attraction for, they're not going to feel the same way. And so the key is to not get hung up on those women, because a lot of people use this because deep down they got a limiting belief that says, I'm not good enough to be loved. No one could ever love me. I could never have a beautiful woman love me. And so they get hung up on women that they can't have. And at least in my case, and I'm sure I know from the guys that I read their stuff all the time, I mean, this will go on for 6 months or a year. I mean, can you imagine a whole 6 months of your life or a year of your life focused on trying to get somebody that didn't even have romantic interest in you to start with? I mean, you're completely wasting it. And that period of time, if you'd have been constantly trying to meet new women when you realized that they weren't interested in you, you could have talked to thousands of women by that point. And you definitely would have met somebody that you clicked with and you had a good time with, that you hooked up with, and maybe had a relationship with, or just maybe had a great short-term relationship with. I mean, it's just really amazing, because what we do is we it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Deep down, we don't think we deserve what we really want, and so we go get fixated on what we can't have and we don't have a chance with. And what that does is it keeps us from being available to have a relationship. And so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, I'm going to read this email to you here. And he says, I like the Friendship Zone post that you put up. I read it all. I'm in that boat now with a girl I really like. She told me from the get-go that we are just friends. See, that's part of the problem, is that you're completely ignoring the fact that she's telling you, hey, we're just friends. This is it. It's not going anywhere further. But when you've been conditioned since you were a little boy to believe that if you're just persistent enough, you'll get every single girl, And then so you get caught up in 6 months, a year, 2 years, however long it happens to be has gone by of your life, and you're fixated on somebody that she let you know instantly from the beginning you had no chance with her. That's a huge mistake. And it's a huge amount of time that you've lost by being hung up on her. The good news is you're finding out what you really need to do, and with my help, I guarantee you're going to meet a woman who's 100 times hotter, 100 times sweeter, and who is going to love and adore you. So he says, I accepted that, obviously the fact that she just wanted to be friends, but in the months to follow that statement, we became, in other words, in the months after her saying, I only want to just be friends, we became closer. We never kissed or had sex, just a long hug. That's about it. That's a friendship hug. There's nothing romantic about that. And so far, I'm halfway through his email. There's nothing in here that shows that she has any inkling of any kind of romantic interest. As a matter of fact, we've got just the opposite. She's telling him up front, dude, you ain't got a chance with me. We enjoy each other's company until a few months ago when everyone thought that we were dating and kept asking her the same question until she got tired of hearing it. And I'm willing to bet, because I used to do this, that you probably encouraged your friends and all the mutual acquaintances that were always, oh, why aren't you guys together? You're not boyfriend, girlfriend? Why not? Why don't you date? And when you're not around her, you encourage those things, because when you're not around those friends and those friends are around the girl that you like, hopefully they'll be talking you up to her, and that after she hears it enough from enough people that she'll finally come to her senses and go, okay, well, I guess I got to fall in love with you now. It doesn't work that way in real life. So she told me she needed space. In the past month, I have given that to her. Now, she started talking to me, but only at work. I don't receive calls or texts from her anymore. I want that friendship back. Bullshit. You don't want the friendship back. You want her. You want her naked in your bed. That's what you really want. But bottom line is, it's not going to happen. Not with her. And really want to date her and get more serious. You weren't even partially serious to begin with. You weren't even dating. There was nothing going on. There's nothing romantic here. How can I go about this? Well, obviously she knows you like her and you have interest in her, but she's basically come right out and said, it ain't happening with me. So the only thing you can do at this point is to walk away. Because if you keep chasing and pursuing her, it's like, you might as well take a hammer and beat yourself over the head. That makes more sense than to keep pursuing her. It's ridiculous. So the only thing you can do is walk away. And think about it this way. How would you act or how would you treat her if you were bored with her already? If you'd been with her 5 years and you just spent all kinds of time together. In every relationship, you're going to find yourself getting bored with your partner, men and women both. And that's why it's really important and critical for a healthy relationship that you and your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whether you're a man or a woman, that you have separate interests and things outside of your relationship. So the man can go off and work at his job and then come home, or go out and hang out with your friends. And then, because you got to have space. It's the only way that you can miss each other and realize, remember, or be prodded into realizing, wow, I miss her. I haven't talked to her in a couple hours. Wonder what she's doing. I miss that perfume that she wears. She always smells like cotton candy. Whatever it happens to be. And so that's really critical for the sexual polarity, is to have that. And so think of it this way. Treat her like you're bored with her. Look at it this way. She said no to you, and if you see and perceive yourself as a catch, hey, it's her fucking loss. That's the way you would really look at the situation if you perceived yourself as being a catch. And so go get busy meeting and dating and talking to other women. Don't call this girl. Don't text her. Don't do nothing. The only thing you do is respond to any incoming messages. And that's all you can do, because when a woman knows you like her and then she feels you backing away, she can sense that and she can feel it. And if there's any kind of interest at all, anything above 51%, she's going to bring up the fact that, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. You haven't texted me in a while. You seem to be busy, seem to be distant. Just say, oh, I just been real busy with work. What are you saying? Are you telling me that you want to come over tonight and seduce me with a nice bottle of wine? I mean, you're always going to have that attitude towards her, because in your mind, all of your relationships and all of your interactions with women that you like and who like you always ends up in the bedroom. And so, hey, I haven't talked to you, haven't heard from you in a while. We should hang out. Are you going to come over and seduce me tonight? No, I just want to hang out as friends. It's like, well, give me a call if you want to come over and seduce me, but I'm not interested in hanging out and just being your male girlfriend and looking at you and wanting you and desiring you and giving myself blue balls. I mean, I adore you. You're an amazing girl, and I want to date you, but I can't just be your friend. I've come to realize that. And then you just stick with your premise, your purpose of what you want, and go about your life and let her call and chase and pursue you. But if she has no romantic interest in you at all, you're not going to hear from her. She's not going to bring it up. And so that way, that's the only other thing that you can do to move the needle at this point. And from everything you share with me, I don't think this girl she likes you as a friend, but I don't think she has any romantic interest in you at all. And so if you find this message of value, you can show your appreciation by going down to the Wibbia toolbar, which is located at the bottom of your screen if you're watching this video on my website, and click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information in this video. At the very least, please share this page with all your friends and family by clicking any one of the social network sharing buttons, which are also located on the Wibbia toolbar at the bottom of your screen. And if you've got a question that you want to ask me or a topic that you want me to cover in a future video newsletter, click the Contact Me tab on the left-hand side of your screen and send me 2 or 3 paragraphs detailing your situation. And you got to give me several days to get back to you with a detailed response, because I just get a boatload of emails. And if you want to book a paid phone coaching session with me personally so I can help you with a specific situation, click the Products tab at the top of your screen and follow the instructions for booking a paid phone coaching session. And I will talk to you soon.